Hello and welcome to Where the Living Room Used to Be, a podcast about Rhode Island's music scene. All right, 5 with Alex MacLeod. What is or was your favorite Rhode Island record store?
Yeah, so, like I said, I didn't grow up in Rhode Island. I moved here in about 2000, but growing up in eastern Connecticut, really the only time I came to, if I could be like completely transparent, the only reason why we ever came to Rhode Island is because the package stores were open a half an hour later than Connecticut.
Yeah.
So we'd run over the border to Pawcatuck or somewhere. No. I would say there's a I'm really into collecting actually vintage bluegrass vinyl. And
okay.
So any listeners out there, if you're sitting on old vintage vinyl and you don't know what to do with, if your grandfather had it and you don't know what to do with, look me up, give me a call, and we'll figure something out. But because that's history for me, and I love all the pops and the cracks that come with vintage vinyl. And so there's my favorite record store is on Wickenden Street. Something Again Records.
Round Again Records.
Round Again Records.
Yeah.
The place is awesome. I went in there with my daughter, my 9 and 10-year-old daughter. We go in there and she's looking at albums now and she's trying to pick out old vintage records. And, the record, the owner of the record store gave her a Lionel Richie album. She was so stoked. And because Lionel Richie was actually, the Commodores were my favorite band as a kid growing up.
Oh, so, really? That's cool.
Yeah. I lived in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And my best friend was from Jamaica. And I used to hang out in Guantanamo Bay. There was a Jamaican population that lived on one part of the island. And so I'd go hang out with Marcus and it was like being in Jamaica. There was cookouts and there was great music and there was all that, and I remember being exposed to Commodores and Earth, Wind and Fire, but something about Lionel Richie, who's just a country kid anyway and writes great country music. I mean, he wrote Lady, Kenny Rogers' Lady.
Oh, really?
Lionel Richie, right? So many great songs. So I grew up just loving the Commodores. So we were pretty stoked when we got a Commodores record, and then I found an old Northern Lights record, a Neon Valley Boys record with Jeff Thornton on it, and then I forget the other band, but it was. I was really excited. But that's my favorite. Yeah,
that's a cool shop. Nice.
Yeah.
What is your favorite drink tied to Rhode Island?
I love the grapefruit Dells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like
that's like a deep cut. Let's see what
yeah. I'm not I'm not a huge I drink I either drink real heavy beer like Guinness or I drink really light beer like Mick Ultra, but I don't do much of the IPAs or anything in the middle or micro. I'm not a big hoppy guy, so so for me it's I'll appreciate like a swig of some Liberty if I go over and I see my buddy Mick LaMantia playing over at Liberties and Sons, who he's sponsored by. Yeah. I appreciate
the distillery down there. Yeah.
I appreciate that. If I'm in the mood for a really good whiskey. But otherwise it's probably the grapefruit Dells.
That's nice. Yeah. I like that you're shouting that one out, like the more rare ones, obviously, versus the lemon or watermelon, but that's nice. Yeah. What is your favorite place in Rhode Island?
Favorite place in Rhode Island?
Just where you feel at home, and it could be a certain park or, a beach,
I would say, either up inside the cut of the salt pond at Charlestown Breachway or over on the clam beds in Galilee.
Oh, really?
I'm a pretty simple guy, man. You put me near the water where I can either fish or go clamming. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Oh, do you do that? Do you go clamming over there?
I do, yeah.
Cool.
And when my little small Boston whaler is up and running, I usually will fish the whole south coast of Rhode Island. I'll put my little whaler in over in Galilee, and I'll fish the whole south coast all the way down to Quaney and back.
Wow.
Just, fishing. I've been an avid fisherman since I was about 3, and I take my girls out, and my little 10-year-old's kind of like my first mate, and so we fish all over the place. And
that's right.
So we'll always, we'll have to usually get some fried clams or some clam cakes before we go out fishing or something like that. That's always
got to get some fuel, So
get a $1.07 coffee at Cumby's or clam cakes. And we're good to go, baby.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. What is your favorite Rhode Island pizza?
That's a good one. Pizza for me, I'm just kind of like. Give me some.
You thought that music accomplishment one, the one that, like, how do you synthesize your decade-long career was a tough one. Now I ask what your favorite pizza is. You're like, you blow my mind, James.
Yeah.
This is journalism at its finest, right here. Like, where's my awards for journalism here?
When my wife and I got together, and I don't remember the name of it. When we first got together, we were up on Wickenden Street. So there's a really great pizza place on Wickenden Street, right across from the gas station. But yeah, that was a really good slice of pizza. And then Vetrano's in Westerly, I would have to say. I like their pizza as well. Yeah, so that's my favorite pizza. But I tell you what, as far as like go-to places to eat, that on the list too.
Yeah, totally.
Oh man, I tell you what, my father-in-law, God bless him, he's gone now, but he introduced me to Stanley's Burgers in Central Falls.
Oh, yeah? You dig that? Nice.
Oh, my goodness. It is, anytime my family's north of the tower, we're anywhere near Central Falls, we beeline it for Stanley's, and we love it. I mean, my kids are always, when we would stop, they'd want to go to Five Guys or McDonald's. I said, no, we're going to go to Stanley's. Mm-hmm. And they had never even gone to Stanley's. And they're like, oh, it's going to stink. It's no good. We went. Now they love it. They love the shakes. They love the greasy fries and the poutine and the hamburgers. So Stanley's by far, and then probably Apsara, the Thai restaurant in Providence.
Oh yeah.
Off the hook. Love the place.
Yeah, and the pizza place, Fellini. Is that what you're talking about? Fellini's?
Was it Fellini's, Beth? The pizza place on Wickenden Street you brought me to? Yes.
Fellini's. Yeah. It's like thin crust. Yeah. Nice. Cool. And last one. What is your favorite event in Rhode Island? And this could be anything. It could, not just music. It could be a parade, a festival, a sporting event, anything
favorite
like that.
Event. Probably the Narragansett 4th of July fireworks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's it's just a good time to get outside, enjoy the weather, enjoy the fireworks. It's easy out, easy in. Get to hang out with some friends. I've always, enjoyed fireworks, and so I got the Rhythm and Roots Festival right down the road, which I have not been to yet because I'm usually up at a festival in Labor Day weekend up in Maine at the same time, the Thomas Point Bluegrass Festival.
Oh right, yeah.
And so although a couple of bluegrass bands have played over at the Rhythm and Roots. And I mean, heck, Chuck, if you're listening, would love to play Rhythm and Roots. Just, give me a call. I'm right around the corner.
Yeah.
Chuck Whitworth, who coordinates and promotes that. We actually coached rec basketball together. So we got to talk about music a lot. But yeah, that's a really great festival.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I'd probably have to say that even though I've never been there, I've watched, I've heard, and I plan to get there one of these days. But I would give that a big shout out too. Yeah, no, it's such a great time. I was there this past weekend, and getting to see Charlie Marie, who's this really up and coming country singer from Rhode Island, on the big stage. She's phenomenal, and it's such a great time, and it's something that has just become a tradition for us and our family, as Jocelyn has been going since she was a kid, and we've been bringing our kids. Like, I think that Garrison, my older son, has been there
more than half of his life, so it's been great. So yeah, shout out to Rhythm and Roots. And yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you for your time. It's been really cool to talk with you and talk Rhode Island and learn a little bit more about some of this stuff. And it's really appreciated. It's been fun.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, James, I'm glad you reached out, and I look forward to following up with you, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I've known Paul for, probably close to 30 years now. Kind of a cool Rhode Island thing, right?
Yeah.
Days of separation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I look forward to it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely see you soon. And thanks again, Alex.
All right, James. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
I remember last September on one Saturday night, Billy Lyons at Stagger Lee had a great big fight. Was a bad man or cruel Stagger Lee. Now talk about your gamblers. You ought to see old Stagger Lee. He shot $100, came on out with 3. Was a bad man or cruel Stagger Lee. Now Bill not shot at 6 then. Stagger Lee thought he passed, but Billy Line said, Stagger Lee, you don't shot your last. Was a bad man or cruel Stagger Lee. Oh, Mr. Stagger Lee, please don't take my life. I've got 3 children and $1 loving wife. Was a bad man or cruel Stagger Lee. Now the law will take care of your children. I'll take care of your wife. You shot my Stetson hat, now I'm taking your life. Was a bad man or cruel Stagger Lee. Now next Tuesday morning on the gallows high, people come from miles around, watch old Stagger Lee die. Was a bad man or cruel Stagger Lee. Was a bad man or cruel Stagger Lee.